who are the bad guys? Today's video isn't going to have some punchy dialogue like you're used to, because today we're actually talking about a pretty serious topic. We can all agree, as a whole, Nazis are bad. Just like we can all agree, puppies are cute, flowers are pretty, and chocolate, for the most part, is delicious. With 2017's release of Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and its generally good reception, it's safe to say punching Nazis feels great. Even this year's Call of Duty sheds off the future war concept with all its cloaking and robots, and picks up its entrenching tool to beat freedom into the domes of Nazi soldiers. In media and comics, going back to the early X-Men days, we see that Nazis shape who Magneto is. Nazis are a safe villain, because, let's face it, who's gonna say that not all Nazis are bad guys? Right? We believe wholeheartedly that the villainous acts committed under the banner of the Nazi regime in World War II are evil. However, not every Karl, Hans, or Klaus were evil. Because if every Nazi party member was pure evil, then Oskar Schindler, a man credited with saving 1,200 Jewish people from their impending demise, or the man who is at the heart of this video, Lali Sokolov, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, they were also evil. Lali was born to Jewish parents in 1916. In 1942, he was sent to Auschwitz. At first, when the Nazi Party came to his village, he volunteered to join the army in an effort to spare his siblings from being split up. This example draws to doubt the complete evil of all members of the Nazi Party. Boys signed up for the military before they were told to do so at gunpoint, or in a sense of patriotism. In addition, some units of the German army were actually conscripts of conquered lands. Some units, being as they were members of a conquered land and declared citizens of the Third Reich, had to enroll or enlist. On condition of refusal meant being court-martialed for draft evasion. On the whole, the individual trooper was no more evil than, say, the British troops or the American troops. Now, before anyone yells out that the Nazis had concentration camps and that made them monsters, so did we. We called them war relocation camps, or internment camps, which all sound not so bad until you realize that not every concentration camp was as bad as Auschwitz, and that we did to the Japanese Americans what the Nazis did to anyone they deemed unfit. The saying goes that history is written by the victors, which is very apt since it's totally okay to kill Nazi soldiers in Wolfenstein. Brad Pitt can scalp Nazi soldiers in a Tarantino film, and Magneto in X-Men can hunt down members of the SS, who just are the SS. That would be the Schutzstaffel, or the SS. They were a paramilitary group, that they were major villains. Okay, so let's compare them to a villainous organization that we're more familiar with. Let's go with the Umbrella Corporation. Umbrella Corp, as a whole, did bad things. However, was the janitor who swept in the lobby also evil? Was Steve in HR evil? Well, yes, but that's not because he was, a mustache twirling evil person. He's more just HR evil. The Nazi Party as a whole did evil things. But as we have seen, not everyone in it is evil. However, it is the leadership of that company that we can say are the most villainous, because they actively know what they're doing and are actively doing said things. Are you seeing how on a macro level we see villains, but as we drill down into the individual people, we see that they're just people no different than you or me? Some fought for their families, their patriotism, or their lives. Their actions on an individual level was no better or worse than our own, which, when looked back at without the victory lenses, doesn't look as awesome as it should. However, we are going to end on a happy note. Remember our young man, Lali Sokolov? Again, mispronouncing it almost 100%. After contracting typhoid at Auschwitz, he was trained under the camp's Tattooist, which is to say, the camp tattooer. Again, probably mispronounced that. If you're familiar with history, you know that one of the main dehumanizing aspects of the German concentration camps was the removal of names and the tattooing of numbers on their forearm. It was at this job that Lali met his future wife, Gita, while he was tattooing her camp number on her arm. Later, when the camps were being cleared before the Russians took them over, Gita was selected to be taken and evacuated, and Lali only hoped that when he was free, he could find her. It wasn't until a bit later, after his departure from the camp, that he met Gita again. They later got married and eventually had a son named Gary. Let that sink in for a moment. A man who is with the same people group that was being dehumanized by the Nazis ended up working for the Nazis under the threat of death, and he met his future wife, a man who by all accounts would appear to be a Nazi sympathizer, was just a man who was told to do a task or die. He wasn't evil. He was a man surviving who eventually found a way to thrive with his family. Once again, this has been Derek with your bite-sized news. Go ahead and subscribe so you can get more news, and don't forget to hit that little bell so you don't miss out on anything.